This is your Weather Xtreme video for Saturday, July the 15th. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Thanks so much for tuning in. Quickly, I wanted to take a look at the drought monitor for Alabama. And Alabama, believe it or not, July 11th is 99.95% free of drought. If you look very closely, there's a little yellow area in extreme western Colbert County. And wow, just absolutely amazed that we're out of the drought. Satellite image this morning indicates we have some clouds left over from the convection that ran a little late last night. I know when I headed for bed in the 10 to 11 p.m. time frame, we still had a nice cluster of showers and thunderstorms occurring over the Montgomery area, or between Montgomery and about Clanton. On our surface map this morning, we have large high pressure over northern Illinois and Iowa. That is helping to force that stationary front to sag a little bit. It's not completely stationary, but it's not moving very much either. But it's likely to sag down into Alabama over the next 24 to 36 hours, and that should increase our chances for showers and thunderstorms just a bit. In the upper atmosphere, we're still dealing with the ridge in the west and the trough in the east, and that certainly is good for the eastern part of the country. That keeps us out of the extreme heat. Temperatures this morning generally in the lower 70s across central Alabama, and we do have a little bit of fog. I noticed Birmingham reporting half a mile, so if you're out there driving this morning, keep that in mind. The radar image over the southeastern U.S. is fairly clear. We do have some showers along that front in Tennessee. The watch warning map, the bright reddish pink areas that you see are high fire danger. The orange areas are heat advisories, and the gray you see in California and southern Arizona, those are all related to air quality. A QPF is showing that much of the rain over the next 5 days through Thursday morning, 7 a.m., is likely to be across the southern half of the state of Alabama, and that certainly jives with the idea of the front coming in and slightly drier air coming our way. The WPC guys have a slight risk for heavy rains over North Alabama and parts of northeastern and central Mississippi for today. The Storm Prediction Center has a slight risk area over about central Wisconsin for the most part. There are some marginal risk areas over the Carolinas, South Arizona, southern Arizona, and then parts of Idaho and Montana. That's day one. For day two, marginal risks over southern Arizona, the parts of the Dakotas, Idaho, and Montana, and then in the Ohio River Valley and the eastern Great Lakes, as well as South Georgia. For day three, we have slight risks over the area from Vermont down into central Virginia, and then marginal risks also, pardon me, I said slight. No, marginal risk. There are no slight areas, and marginal over the north-central part of the United States. All right. The Atlantic is clear of any active areas for concern. The eastern North Pacific, however, is fairly active. We have Fernanda out in the Pacific, and that is moving away from land. It is a hurricane, and we have two other areas of concern, both of those moving away from land. All right, the 06Z GFS model run, and there's our trough extending from New England, actually kind of southwest across the southeastern U.S., and that should help to push the front down into our area, and I expect to see showers and thunderstorms likely for north and central Alabama for today. Sunday, the trough axis moves a little bit to our east, and that once again should be enough to help push that front down into the area. And the front more or less is going to stall out, but I think it will be a focus for showers and thunderstorms. And certainly when you look at precipitable water values, all that orange and red areas you see over the southern half of Alabama, those are 2 inches and above. The trough axis remains along the eastern U.S. as the ridge tries to push in, but the trough keeping it at bay. And once again, I think that that keeps us in isolated showers, mainly isolated because our precipitable water values definitely drop down. You see 2 inches over the South Alabama and Northwest Florida coastline. But we're definitely in the Tennessee River Valley and down to about Birmingham. We're under 1.5, so that's would be suggest isolated showers. The trough axis stays with us on Tuesday, and so still some slight risk for showers and thunderstorms. Once again, the precipitable water values are down, but probably isolated showers on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we see that the Trough axis is definitely there, keeping the East Coast free from the heavy heat or the high heat. The front may be enough to our south that we won't see much in the way of showers on Wednesday, and you can see precipitable water values are definitely way down there for our area. By the time we get out to Thursday, the trough's still over the East Coast, the ridge nosing in, and so once again that keeps us fairly dry, I think, and precipitable water values certainly are suggesting that we would be dry, maybe even all the way down to Montgomery, whereas we would see showers and thunderstorms in the southwest part of the state and along the Gulf Coast. The ridge noses in on Friday, so that could be one of our warmer days as high temperatures climb into the mid-90s. And we see not much in the way of showers on Friday, although precipitable water values are beginning to come back up. I think Friday, it's kind of one of those things where maybe an isolated shower. By Saturday, we see that the overall ridge strength has weakened just a little bit, but it's still over our area, so that's going to be another warm day. Maybe some isolated showers, as the GFS indicates. Looking out into voodoo country, and we see that the GFS remains pretty bullish on the idea of the trough over the East Coast and the ridge, let's just say kind of along the eastern slopes of the Rockies, over the Central Plains a little bit more than that. But by Thursday, the 27th, the ridge is pushing back just a little bit, so definitely back along the eastern slopes of the Rockies. The trough not as strong, but looks like it may be sharpening up. And then by the time we get out to the end of the period, we see that the trough is still there just off the East Coast and the ridge over the Four Corners area. This is 30th of July. Well, that'll do it for the Weather Extreme video for this morning. I expect to have the next one posted first thing on Sunday morning. Stay tuned to the blog for notes on Alabama's weather. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Have a great day and Godspeed.